Hello and welcome to the NorseForce Valhalla Cup Series, race number 12 from Michigan. Tonight here for the Crockett Creek Beef Jerky 200. We want to thank you for joining us here tonight on V-Speed. My name is Adam Baker and I'll be your commentator here tonight. Let's hear a quick word from tonight's race sponsor, Crockett Creek Beef Jerky, and we will head to the racetrack.
At Crockett Creek Beef Jerky, we don't have fancy Madison Avenue advertising. We don't have famous Hollywood endorsements. We don't have mythical creatures as mascots. See, here at Crockett Creek, we're proud of what we don't have. No artificial preservatives or chemicals, gluten-free, and no added MSG. Just all natural, small batch protein made in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. Enjoy Crockett Creek Jerky, from our backyard to yours.
And we come back here to the racetrack, Michigan International Speedway. Here in the Irish Hills of Michigan, a 2-mile speedway. It's going to be a great race today. Looking forward to getting back on the track with these guys. We did not have the broadcast last week at the Roval, but Anthony Burrows, your points leader, came away with the victory. He led every lap in that race, and that is only going to increase his points lead coming into tonight's race. Let's take a quick look at the point standings as the drivers finish up the practice session here. Coming in, your points leader, of course, Anthony Burrows, a huge gap back to second place. It's 82 points, and he is well above the cut line here tonight. Derek Justice comes in second in the point standings, jumping up there after the race at Richmond. Ian Smith gonna come in here third in points. Chris Samard jumps up after running the Roval last week. Dylan Alt fifth. Keith Mayato sixth. He jumped up about 3 or 4 positions. Matt Kemp back in seventh now. He was the second place driver in points, but I believe missed the last race. Connor Horn, Dylan Parker, and Zach Nichols round out your top 10 into tonight's race. Jimmy Mullis, who has not started the last, or did not start last week, he comes in with 2 wins, but just barely inside that cutoff of the top 12 that will make the playoffs here. So he's got to make some appearances. I'm not sure he is here tonight, so he could fall out of contention. I don't see Malik Ray here either. He has 2 wins on the season. Comes in just 4 points below the cutoff, so some of these drivers may have an opportunity to jump up inside the playoff contention here. And it looks like we are actually going to grid, so that was the qualifying session going on right there as we came into the room. So let's take a look at our starting grid here tonight for race number 12, Crockett Creek Beef Jerky 200 from Michigan. Here is your starting lineup. On the pole, Nicholas Short with a 41.073. Ian Smith right there in second. He is just 2 1/1000ths off the pole time, but that will be your front row. Nicholas Short capturing that pole. Matt Kemp rolling off in the 3rd position here tonight. Derek Justice going to be starting in 4th place. 5th will be Chris Samard. 6th will be Vince Marsh. 7th is going to be Kirk Marble. 8th is going to be Michael Jeans. Keith Mayato will roll off 9th. Lucas Cram going to be starting in 10th. Anthony Burrows is going to be rolling off in the 11th position. Dylan Parker starting in 12th here tonight. Rolling off 13th, it's going to be Ryan Libby. 14th will be Dylan Alt. Presley Gilson is rolling off in the 16th position. Mark Stryker starting in 17th. And that's going to do it for the field here tonight. Looking forward to a good one at this 2-mile speedway here in Michigan. As Nicholas Short, your pole sitter here, leads them off of the pit lane and onto the racetrack. If you're just joining us here, we want to thank you for tuning into V-Speed. Again, my name is Adam Baker. I will be your commentator here tonight. You can find us here on Twitch multiple times throughout the week. We'll be right back here tomorrow night with the NorseForce Raider SK Modified Series. You're not going to want to miss that season championship wrapping up here with just a couple races left. If you haven't already, please consider following or subscribing. You can find us on YouTube, where we post race replays from the previous week's race, so you can check out the SK race from Richmond last week over on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/vspeedsim, where we post race announcements before each and every broadcast. We post those same announcements on Instagram and Twitter at vspeedsim. The field working their way through turns 3 and 4. And not a huge field here tonight, but with this racing package that we've got on these new Gen 6 cars, it's going to be very interesting. Probably going to be almost like a plate track, or formerly a plate track. A lot of drafting probably going to come into play here as the field working their way down the front straightaway. Green flag in the air, and we're underway from Michigan for the Crockett Creek Beef Jerky 200. The field files down into turns 1 and 2. Nicholas Short going to lead them down. They file down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Let's bring up our ticker here so you can follow along with your favorite drivers and comment in the chat who you are cheering for here tonight. A lot of drivers fighting for a spot in the playoffs, trying to capture a victory, capture as many points as they can with some key contenders out of the running here tonight. At the front, Matt Kemp jumps out to the lead on lap number 1. He will lead that lap, but we're 3 wide for the top spot. Nicholas Short in the middle. Derek Justice going up to the high line as they make their way once again down the back straightaway, trying to figure out where to go, who to push. They're going to jump down into turn number 3 side by side, about 5-6 rows deep. And we've got 3 wide battling back here. That's the 62-year points leader, Anthony Burrows, who pokes the nose in between. That looks like Dylan Alt and Malik Ray did show up, so Malik is here fighting for a spot in those playoffs. He is just 4 points out coming into tonight's race, so we'll see if the number 90 wearing those Superman colors can do something special here and find his way back into the top 12. But at the front, Nicholas Short has jumped back out to the lead, and he is trying to pull away from these guys as they battle side by side for the second position. We have Cody Kennedy in chat cheering on Kirk Marble, who currently rides in the 7th position. That number 61 machine started in 7th. He's running in 7th and trying to find his way around Vince Marsh, Chris Samard, and the 28 of Ian Smith, who are all there in front of him. So he's kind of boxed in that Scooby-Doo Chevy Camaro. Almost a little contact. There was contact between Matt Kemp and it looked like Ian Smith, who had to check up big time. Here comes Samard through the middle. Anthony Burrows down low. He's trying to find his way into the top 5 already. Right down next to the yellow line. He's got Kirk Marble on the back bumper. Chris Samard fighting hard in the middle there, but no help at the moment. As they make their way down the front straightaway across the start finish line, Samard will lead that group, but just by a nose out in front of Ian Smith. The top 3 have broken away. Derek Justice looking down low now on your leader, Nicholas Short. They come out of turn number 2, side by side, down the back straightaway, just lap number 5, but you think they'd be racing for the win. Here goes the number 48 of Matt Kemp down to the inside, and he's going to take it 3 wide into turn 3. Nicholas Short backs out of it, going into the corner, and we have a caution on the speedway. And it looks like the 08 machine of Michael Jeans involved in this, headed into turn number 3. Let's take a look at what happened here on lap number 5 to Michael Jeans. Michael Jeans up there on the high side of Kirk Marble. Not sure. He gets in the back of Dylan Alt and looks down low. A little bit of contact maybe with Kirk Marble, as we have a bunch of cars heavily involved in this. Let's take another quick look at what happened here. Oh, looks like we were almost 4 wide. I'm going to have to go to a different camera angle to see what happened. The 08 gets right up on the 42, the 25 down low. Oh, kind of bumper hooked the 42. Kirk Marble goes around a 44 machine of Lucas Cram, who's making, I believe, his first start in this series. Used to seeing him in the SK Modifieds. He goes around. Let's see Kirk Marble, if anybody made contact with him. He just gets hooked a little, turns up into the 42, spins it around the 46 machine of Ryan Libby. We've made a pretty solid save here. It's that white and black car up by the wall. Just a great save, actually. He was really sideways. And quite a few drivers involved in this, but nobody really out of it. Michael Jeans with probably the heaviest damage of anyone as he makes his way onto the pit lane along with the rest of the field. And at the end of pit lane, looks like Matt Kemp taking 2 tires will win the battle off. So 48 will jump up to the top spot. Nicholas Short second, Derek Justice third, Ian Smith fourth, and Chris Samard coming out your top 5 here. And let's take a look at Mr. Matt Kemp as he makes his way onto the racetrack. We are going to jump to our first commercial break of the evening, and we'll be right back with the green flag.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker, the future is feeling.
At Crockett Creek Beef Jerky, we don't have fancy Madison Avenue advertising. We don't have famous Hollywood endorsements. We don't have mythical creatures as mascots. See, here at Crockett Creek, we're proud of what we don't have. No artificial preservatives or chemicals, gluten-free, and no added MSG. Just all natural, small batch protein made in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. Enjoy Crockett Creek Jerky, from our backyard to yours.
Okay, we're going to keep this quick.
Because at Blaze Pizza,
artisanal quality at crazy fast speed is what we're all about.
Fresh dough made from scratch daily.
Walk the line and choose any toppings you'd like.
It's all one price.
Then it's just 180 seconds in our blazing hot oven
For fast fire perfection.
That's Blaze Pizza. Sound good?
Then come check us out and build your own pizza at Blaze Pizza.
Back to the racetrack now. We find the drivers headed into turn number 3 here, working under caution number 1, which was a stack up there between the 42 of Dylan Alt and the 08 of Michael Jeans, collecting Kirk Marble, the 61 car, and many other drivers getting their damage repaired under that caution. But at the front, it is Matt Kemp and Nicholas Short. They will lead you to the green flag here. Waiting for that flag to fly. The 48 waits on it, and there he goes. Green flag back in the air. That Jimmy Johnson Foundation 48 Camaro leading the field down the front straightaway. Nicholas Short hanging up in that high line. Here goes Derek Justice now to the inside. He gets a push from his familiar drafting partner, Ian Smith. So they make their way now out of turn number 2, still getting up to speed. And we'll see what speeds they're getting up to by the end of the front straightaway here. That is the fastest section of the racetrack. Going down through the corner here around 170 miles an hour, so definitely some serious corner speeds. And they are over 180 right now, approaching 185. Yeah, about 180 186 miles an hour down into the corner among the drivers in the top 10. Right now, Matt Kemp, Derek Justice racing it out for the top spot. Behind them, Ian Smith, Nicholas Short, then Chris Samard and Vince Marsh, who I believe is making his first start to the series here. The number 14 car started in 6th. He's up inside the top 5 just barely, but just out in front of Chris Samard, as well as the 62 of Anthony Burrows, your points leader, who's found his way forward now, fighting for the 6th position with Chris Samard. But intense battling side by side among the drivers here in the first quarter of the race. And we'll see if any of these guys with heavy damage, primarily Kirk Marble, he does have damage, but able to keep pace with all the other drivers on the speedway, so no real issues to this point for the 61 as he threads the needle between Ryan Libby and Keith Mayato. Move Marble up to 9th. He'll go to the inside of Malik Ray, who gets a block thrown by Chris Samard right there in front of him. Malik gives a big shot to the 37 as they head down into turn 1. Almost peaked 3 wide there, but there was no room to do it. Down through turns 1 and 2 they go. And out in front, Derek Justice now on that high line. He's got help from Nicholas Short. Meanwhile, Matt Kemp finding help from the 14 machine of Vince Walsh. Down into the corner, Matt Kemp almost drifting up into the side of that Baskin-Robbins Camaro. They are able to stay off of each other here to complete another lap. Down the front straightaway, you can see Derek really working the high line. He comes down side draft, contact there. Oh, and Matt Kemp going down through the grass. He's able to save it. The field stacks up behind him, and that is going to separate a few drivers here as he drifts up back into traffic. Let's take another look at this. Down the front straightaway, Derek Justice comes down, and a big tap from Vince Marsh along with the contact from Derek Justice. That shook things up. Everybody able to get around safely. Vince Marsh almost making contact with Kirk Marble as he came back up on the racetrack. And that stacked up Ryan Libby as well. And Libby all the way back in 13th now as we have a huge stack up behind Matt Kemp. Kemp in that 5th spot. The top 4 have broken away. And this is just madness back here. Drivers trying to find their way around, trying to find their way up towards the front. Malik Ray with the bold move down to the inside, down the back straightaway. He will get right to the back bumper of Vince Marsh. And jumps back down there once again. He's trying everything he can to find the draft where it is, and unable to get the run out of the corner, but now gets alongside Matt Kemp, who's in that damaged number 48. Down the front straightaway they go. And out in front, Derek Justice is leading Anthony Burrows. Now up to 2nd, who's right alongside Nicholas Short. Has to lift there. Ian Smith going to file around the outside here in the 62. Going to work the side draft, but not going to be effective without any help down there. He drops into 4th. Ian Smith looks low. And that 2nd pack has caught up, led by Malik Ray and Vince Marsh. Great racing side by side right now. Matt Kemp still fighting hard down low. He's got Dylan Parker coming up behind him. And yes, sir, it is hard racing for sure in the early stages of this race. Just 16 laps in. We have 1 driver out. That is Michael Jeans, but 16 drivers still in the race. Mark Stryker, the last of the drivers on the lead lap. That number 77 machine just hanging back here. The car looks okay, no damage. Looks like he's just minding his distance. Oh, he sees all that racing going on up in front. Presley Gilson making his first start here in this series. And that Twitch number 19 Camaro. And he's hanging back here as well. Ryan Libby, Lucas Cram, we're used to seeing those guys racing it out in the SK Modifieds. They are right now in the 13th and 14th positions. Chris Samard now dropping back to the outside of Lucas Cram. He will fall to 13th. And then here comes Libby right up behind them. At the front though, Nicholas Short, Derek Justice continue to fight for the top spot. And we never looked at the track conditions here, but 88-degree air temp and 131-degree track temp, so probably not a lot of grip, and these tires are gonna wear out pretty quickly, especially with the surface the way it is here at Michigan. Kind of an older surface. You can see the seams filled in there. There's like 3 or 4 grooves defined by those seams. And crossing those seams can sometimes upset the race car. As the field working their way through 3 and 4 once again. Lap 18 coming to lap 19. And Derek Justice working that side draft right alongside the 99 of Nicholas Short. Eventually that high line will prevail, but how many laps of racing will it take? It looks like Nicholas Short able to make the clear here. Derek Justice no help up high. He's going to drop to second, but it looks like he gets a great run out of the corner. He's going to look to the outside now, give a shot to the 99, now jump to the outside again. And Nicholas Short trying to force the 31 up higher than he'd like. Not working right now. As they make their way out of turn 4, Derek Justice is still there. Gets a good run out of the corner, but unable to get alongside. There goes Anthony Burrows now to the inside. And we've got Jimbo Detroit cheering on Kirk Marble. A couple fans here of the number 61 Scooby-Doo machine as he fights his way back forward in the 8th position. Looks like Lucas Cram with an issue. Out of the corner, maybe contact with the outside wall. No, just got out of the way. He does have right front damage. Looks like that has slowed up that race car considerably as he falls to the 13th position, starting to drop back from the rest of the drivers in front of him. Meanwhile, points leader Anthony Burrows, who started 11th, up to the 5th position. Fighting forward right now into 4th as he clears Ian Smith out of turn 2. Also Malik Ray doesn't even list his starting position. Rolls off in the, or I believe started towards the rear, maybe even started from the pits. Currently up to the top 3, and he's looking for as many points as he can get. Right now racing with 2 of your top drivers in the championship. Malik himself with 2 wins on the season. Anthony Burrows, the winningest driver so far this year, with 3 victories in the first 11 races. As we have some intense battling back here between Dylan Alt and Matt Kemp. Alt making his way forward after the earlier incident with Kirk Marble, and Michael Jeans able to get the damage mostly repaired on that race car. After a 44-second pit stop, he now finds himself in the top 5. Ian Smith right there. Looks like Keith Maotto right here. His teammate Chris Samard right behind him. The 2 V-Speed machines find themselves in the top 10. Keith's starting to move forward now. He goes to the inside of Matt Kemp. Looks like he will make the clear out of turn 2. Drifting way up the racetrack though. Has to check up a bit. And tires might be wearing out as Kemp goes back to the inside. Samard now approaching from behind, trying to give his teammate a push here. Utilize that draft to the best they can. Maotto fighting on the outside of Kemp, unable to complete the pass, but now those 2 V-Speed machines linked up pretty well. And we'll see if they get something going here. Meanwhile, Malik Ray looks to the inside of Derek Justice. Nicholas Short out there giving a push to the 31 machine. Malik Ray down low, fighting all by himself. No help at the moment, but working the side draft very well. And Short now looks down low, gives a little bit of a push using the air to the number 90. And Malik Ray looking to lead some laps. He'll jump up in front of Derek Justice. They'll go nose to tail, the top three. Just trying to get away from the rest of the field. Anthony Burrows here in that fourth position. Dylan Alt trailing those four. And then Keith Mayato, Chris Samard, Ian Smith, and Matt Kemp. This second group of 4 cars. They are out in front. Ryan Libby a ways back from them. Kirk Marble just outside the top 10. And that is currently how they run up here in the top half of the field. But Malik Ray unable to hang on to that top spot. He goes back to 4th. And perhaps those other drivers allowing him to get a bonus point there for leading a lap. As Nicholas Short once again fighting alongside Derek Justice, but he has the high line here, and it doesn't look like a lot of grip in that groove as Derek Justice really working the low line to perfection. And they go side by side for second. Anthony Burrows, a huge run down into the corner. He was not going to be able to complete that move. Backs out of it just a little bit. Try and get that car to turn in the center. And he will. Great run out of turn number 4. Still alongside the 31, of course, running the shorter route. But here comes Nicholas Short with a huge push. Down the front straightaway, those two. Going to jump out in front of Burrows. Keith Mayato now to the 4th position. He will get out in front of Malik Ray. And Mayato moving forward. He started in 9th up to 4th. He's looking for his first victory of the year and has not had the luck that he would have liked as the top 2 almost rubbing doors. Nicholas Short with a nose out in front out of turn 4. Derek Justice going to fight back hard on that high line though. And there goes Anthony Burrows giving a little bit of a push to the 99. Down the front straightaway here. He will shove him out into the lead. Derek Justice, not a ton of help from Mayato. Nicholas Short back up to the top spot here. Derek Justice settles into 2nd, but he's going to jump back down low. They keep swapping positions here. And the rest of the field starting to close in because of it. We've got about 6 cars up at the front. 7 cars within a second. As Mayato now looks to the inside. Nicholas Short throws the block. Mayato goes back down low underneath him. He'll get right to the back bumper of Derek Justice. Oh, and there goes Mayato into Justice. Justice goes around. And caution's going to fly. Derek Justice getting hooked from that lead position. Mayato had gotten the nose in there and then looked like the 31 either reacted to somebody on his outside or thought he was still clear, but he's going to get sent around. Let's take a look. Derek Justice out in the front here. And Mayato was down low. I got to take another look from a different angle. So Mayato, great run. He's going to get down low. Oh, looks like contact between the 31 and the 99, which is what brought Derek Justice down low. Mayato able to escape fairly unscathed. Maybe a little crinkle on the right front, but they're going to lose all their track position. Derek Justice going back to 15th now. And we will see how everything settles out through the pit cycle here, but Nicholas Short will take over the top spot once again. And we're going to see if we can interview one of the drivers in here tonight. Maybe one of the newcomers that we're used to seeing on Thursday nights. Maybe we'll talk to Lucas Cram if he gets off the pit lane fairly quickly. Does have a bit of right front damage, so I have to just wait and see where these guys file out and how long their stops take. I hope everyone is enjoying the broadcast to this point. Again, please consider following or subscribing if you're enjoying. Helps us to continue to bring you great racing content throughout the week. Nicholas Short leading the field down the pit lane. Anthony Burrow is going to follow him through here. The drivers making it into their boxes. We'll see if anyone tries any kind of strategy. I'm guessing it's probably going to be all 4 tire stops after a 23-lap run. Derek Justice overshooting his box. It looks like Malik Ray rolling off. Now, he did take 4 tires, I believe. Nicholas Short going to win the battle off. And it looks like quite a few drivers getting some damage repaired. So we'll have to wait and see who we can talk to. Maybe Ryan Libby. In the number 46 machine. Let's actually see if we can get a word in with Mr. Libby. Ryan Libby, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Hey Ryan, well I believe you may be making your first start here in the Cup cars. I think we're used to seeing you in the SK Modifieds, but you're right now in the 6th position, started back in 13th. How is the race car feeling for you here tonight at Michigan?
It's definitely different than the truck and Xfinity car here. I'm just trying to feel out how everyone's racing, how to make passes. It's really hard to pass tonight here. You have to get a really good run. And then if you're on the bottom side, you tend to get tight coming off the corner. So really just don't want to cause any trouble for these guys. My first race with them. So just want to stay out of trouble and get a decent finish.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. And you think the high track temps affecting the way the cars handle here, or affecting that tire wear?
Yeah, I think the big thing is just trying to keep the right front from going away on you. This way you can kind of get some bite in the car to make it rotate. But yeah, definitely the high temperature of the track probably affecting everyone.
Yeah, it does seem like it gets tight down there on the low lines. Hard to make the passes as the run progresses. But you've made up a lot of positions here in the early going, and we wish you luck for the rest of the race. It looks like you're going to be going green here, so good luck with the next half of the race.
Thank you.
That was Ryan Libby, currently in the 6th position on the racetrack alongside Chris Simard there. Ryan making his first start here, like we heard. Just trying to run smooth, keep the right front tire on it, with the high track temps affecting the tire wear for sure. And we will have to see how he does here in the remaining 2/3 of this race. But Nicholas Short leading the field now back to the green flag, working under our 2nd caution of the race. So been pretty good so far, decent enough runs. The 99 machine gets him going, green flag in the air. And Michigan once again, Anthony Burrows did not get a great start up high, but the 99 may be a little bit too far out. We'll have to see how this works for him. Malik Ray with a good run down low. He's going to be able to clear Anthony Burrows. 62 trying to slot in line. He will, right on the nose of Dylan Alt. And a big push out of turn number 2. They will jump to the inside. And the 99 up high, not any help. Anthony Burrows going to jump out to the lead here, and this is not what everyone else wants to see. That 62 car leading every lap last week, and also leading the points by a huge margin. They do not want to see him get another victory. But once again, the 62 finds his way to the front. Dylan Alt right there behind him, giving him a huge shove down into turn number 1. And the top 3 have somewhat separated. Malik Ray looks like he's playing a little bit conservative up in the high lane there, right alongside Chris Simard, and in front of Ryan Libby, the 46, right there, trying to help him down the straightaway and through turns 3 and 4 here. Keith Mayato has made his way back up to 7th already after getting involved in that previous caution. But the 36 machine did a good job of moving forward. Well, the rest of the drivers kind of biding their time. Looks like Malik Ray, not sure what's happening here. Might be dropping to the back, but he definitely lost a ton of time. It's the 61 of Kirk Marble. Going to go to the inside along with Ian Smith and Matt Kemp. Malik Ray with an issue. Or perhaps electing to just avoid trouble. Try and ride this thing out. He's currently in the 10th spot. After losing all those positions. Anthony Burrow at the front though. He's got Nicholas Short to deal with. And Nicholas has been contending for the lead the entire race after capturing the pole. Definitely a good run for him so far. Started on the pole, currently second, but looking to take the top spot back away. And Nicholas comes in here 14th in the points. Just 3 top 10s on the season. He did lead some laps at Daytona. Looks like that race may have ended early for him. But has not gotten the finishes that I think he would have liked. Maybe the finishes that he deserves here. A couple top 10 starting positions throughout the season. And right now, his first pole. And he is definitely showing that he's got speed here tonight at Michigan. As Anthony Burrows looks down low, the 99 up high. Down into turn 3, side by side. And they will swap that position back. 62 dives it in low. Here comes the 99 with the crossover. A real slow crossover with the package that we've got here. Seems like you can send it in on the low line and just hope the car sticks, but you lose all that momentum on the exit. Whereas if you kind of slow up, go in high on turn entry, you can actually get a nice run on the low line out of the turn. So those guys playing that to perfection side by side. Once again down into turn 3, Nicholas Short and the long route on the outside. He's going to try and do exactly what I just said. Swing it up high on entry, cut it down low on exit, and they'll go side by side, but switching lanes here. And the 99 going to lead this lap. So continuing to show the way for the rest of the drivers out here. Chris Simard now side by side with Ryan Libby, and Libby looks down low beneath Dylan Alt for the moment, but unable to make that work. As they make their way down the back straight. Oh, Matt Kemp into the wall. The 48 car getting forced up there. Looks like Lucas Cram was down low, and the 48 just in front of Malik Ray, catching the outside barrier. Able to keep the speed up though, as he's still inside the top 10, finding his way beneath Kirk Marble there, and now getting right back to the bumper of the 44, pushing him down the front straightaway here. Keith Mayotte up here behind Ian Smith, right alongside Ryan Libby as well. Meanwhile, Nicholas Short has taken hold of that top spot, 40 laps into it, and now Dylan Alt, Anthony Burrows side by side, Chris Simard right there on their back bumper. And right now, it's 3 Chevys, 2 Fords in the top 5. 3 Chevys, 3 Fords, the top 6. I don't know if we've got any Toyotas out here tonight. Looks like the only Toyota that was in the field is out. That was Michael Jean's, the 08 machine. So all Toyotas, or all Fords and Chevys for the Battle of Detroit here in the Crockett Creek Beef Jerky 200 here at Michigan. Race number 12 of the series, and things going pretty smoothly. We have had 2 cautions, and we've had 18 lead changes, if you can believe it, in the first 41 laps. Very competitive at the front, but right now Nicholas Short with about a 2 car length lead over the 42 of Dylan Alt, but that gap going to close right up as Anthony Burrows gives him a huge shove down the front straightaway, and Dylan Alt looks to take over the top spot. He sends it in way low, going to drift up the racetrack, going to have to lift out of the throttle as well, and Nicholas Short going to wind it up on the high line, trying to get that run down the back straightaway, and he will have the nose out in front, but the V-Speed machine's lagging back from him. not giving him a great push down into turn 3. Dylan Alt fighting for his first laps, led that number 42. Started all the way back in 14th, right near the tail end of the field, and he will lead this lap, so another lead change as Ian Smith jumps down to the inside of Keith Mayato. A bold move there to switch lanes in turns 1 and 2. And they go side by side about 4 rows deep now. Nicholas Short, crossover move. Chris Simard makes the same exact move right behind him, so not sure if any of these drivers have agreements here tonight to work together other than the teammates in the field. But Nicholas Short, a great run out of turn 4. Chris Simard with a nice run down low. He's not going to be able to make the pass on Dylan Alt just yet, but gets a big draft off the 99 and going to push him down into the corner. Let's go to the 62 machine. Let's go to the nose cam of Anthony Burrows here, who has led 5 laps in tonight's race after starting all the way back in 11th. He gives a huge shot to Dylan Alt down into the corner. Oh, almost contact there. And that's going to slow up Alt in the high line. As Burrows trying to crank that wheel, get the run out of the corner. He gets right back to the 42. Let's go inside with him and see what he's doing here. Down into the corner, looks like Chris Simard making a move to the inside of Nicholas Short. So the battle for the top spot is on. Chris Simard trying to lead some laps here. We've had a lot of different leaders. A lot of drivers trying to gain points. A lot of drivers fighting for their first win of the season. Currently, your top 4 have not won a race yet. Anthony Burrows in 5th has won 3. And we got Lucas Cram making his first start here in the Cup cars. He is in the 6th position. Ian Smith winless this year. Matt Kemp, Kirk Marble also winless. Malik Ray hanging out in the top 10, right in the 10th position. He has led a couple laps here. It looks like he's waiting for his chance to strike a bit later in this race. But currently kind of in the middle of the hornet's nest. We got comers and goers, and he's right in between all of them. Looks like Ryan Libby has dropped back to the 11th position. Derek Justice in the 12th spot after leading earlier has not been able to climb back up towards the front. Is at the front once again. Chris Simard down low. He sent it in really low. And he's going to have to check up big time out of the corner. Hoping to get a push here from his teammate, the number 36 of Keith Mayato. Down the back straightaway they go. Most of the field going single file at this point, except for inside the top 5. The 2 V-Speed machines being the antagonists here down on the low line. And it is working all right for them. Kind of surprised. It's going to be harder and harder to make that line work as the run goes on. Simard dives it way deep here in turn 1, trying to get that car to turn. He's got some clean air with the 99 running up high, but it is not enough at the moment to get there. As Nicholas Short really putting on a clinic here, leading this field, but there goes Dylan Alt now to the inside, throwing the block on the 37, and he's going to try and attempt to make that pass, but not going to happen this time, and that could slow up the outside line. Dylan Alt jumping down low, Simard up high, and they just trade spots and trade lines. Now Simard, where does he go into the corner? Big push from Anthony Burrows. Dylan Alt looking down low. Simard up high, not alongside at the moment. Alt will jump up in line. That leaves Keith Mayato pretty much by himself down low. Also Lucas Cram back here fighting it out side by side with Kirk Marble. We are approaching the halfway mark, so if you haven't already, Shout out your favorite driver in the chat. Let them know you're here and cheering them on. And we will announce it here on the broadcast and let them know that they've got fans here watching. Keith Mayato goes to the top spot for the moment. No help for either of those front drivers. Anthony Burrows a little bit farther back than Dylan Alt, but basically even among the top four. Mayato really sends it in deep, almost contact. They don't touch somehow, and Mayato able to fight it out on the low line. Anthony Burrows still there. Mayato gonna get a great run out of turn 4, and he will take the lead in the V-Speed machine, number 36. But Anthony Burrows right there behind him. As now the 36 of Keith Mayato out in front. Nicholas Short gonna fight it out for second with Burrows, and I think Mayato may have timed this perfectly. The tires starting to wear. 20 laps into it. Oh, contact there between Dylan Alt and Chris Samard. We'll see if that affects either of their cars aerodynamically. I think just a crinkle on the 42's left rear. Samard now going to jump down to the inside. Mayato out in front, trying to hold off points leader Anthony Burrows. And Burrows going to jump down low. He's going to have help from Nicholas Short. Oh, and they send it into the corner. Contact there. Mayato able to keep that car straight, but he is going to lose a lot of ground, drifting way up the racetrack. He's trying to keep his foot in it here. He will lose the lead, try and fight it out for second with Nicholas Short, but now with some damage on the left front. As Burrows really pushed it hard into the corner, Mayato was starting to cut down, and they came together. Could hurt the 62's aerodynamics on the right front. The field really starting to gather back up. See top 4 and then about 5 cars in a group a bit farther back. And then about 5 more cars and a couple stragglers, you know, a long ways back there. Out in front, Nicholas Short gets a big shove from the 62 that sends him down the racetrack. He will hang on to that top spot. Nicholas Short starting on the pole. He has led about half the laps here, 26, coming to 27. But a big run for Anthony Burrows this time out of turn number 4. Where does he go? Looks like he will just continue to push. As the top 5, top 10 now about nose to tail. And Nicholas Short continuing to show the way. So everybody keeping it clean here now, over 20 laps in this run. And we are going to go quickly to a side-by-side, just passing halfway. Let's take a look at a word from some of our sponsors, and we will be right back with more racing action.
Okay, we're going to keep this quick.
Because at Blaze Pizza,
Artisanal quality at crazy fast speed is what we're all about.
Fresh dough made from scratch daily.
Walk the line and choose any toppings you'd like.
It's all one price.
Then it's just 180 seconds in our blazing hot oven
For fast fire perfection.
That's Blaze Pizza. Sound good?
Then come check us out and build your own pizza at Blaze Pizza.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Back to the racetrack now. Malik Ray has caught up to the top 5 here, and he is slice and dice his way past the V-Speed machines, now up to Anthony Burrows and Nicholas Short. So Malik saving tires early, trying to catch up here and take over the lead. Now with just over 40 laps to go. He goes to the inside of Nicholas Short, giving a big push there to points leader Anthony Burrows. Anthony looking for his 4th victory of the season. Malik looking for his 3rd, as they finished 1-2 a few weeks ago at Richmond Raceway. Now Malik going down to the inside here, going to try and make the pass for the top spot. But the 62 of Anthony Burrows fighting hard up high. We'll see if he has enough here down the front straightaway. Malik with a big run out of turn 4. It's not going to be enough at the line this time, but he is there. We'll see what he can do down in turns 1 and 2. Keith Mayato has closed back in, working the draft very well alongside Nicholas Short as they nearly rub doors. Malik Ray almost able to complete the pass, but not totally. As they go side by side down the back straightaway into turn 3. Keith Mayato trying to find a way around, deciding who to go with, as it looks like Matt Kemp on pit lane here, just getting service completed on the number 48, who's heavily damaged, and he will come back up on the racetrack. But the leaders making their way around, they will put him a lap down. 14 of Vince Marsh coming onto the pit lane. Ryan Libby looks like he is making his way onto pit lane, so pit stops are starting, and I don't think they can make it from here on fuel. Maybe this is just when the window opens with 38 laps to go. Meanwhile, at the front, Anthony Burrows holding off Malik Ray for the moment. Malik trying to make the crossover work here. Gets a big run out of turn 4 right on the back bumper. He will look down low. He goes all the way to the apron of the racetrack. Going to try and complete the pass this time in 1 and 2. He sends it in deep here. And going to have to slide up. We'll see if the 62 of Burrows can get back around, but for the moment, Malik Ray has that top spot. Anthony Burrows now jumps down low. Malik Ray with a block. Takes him all the way down to the white line. They jump all the way back up to the outside wall. And Malik Ray going to be able to hang on here. The 62 of Burrows playing about as clean as he can there, as he hangs on to the back bumper. Now jumps down low. Almost a little contact. Malik Ray trying to throw the block. They fight fender to fender down across the start finish line. Malik Ray will take the lead. Cody Kennedy, there was no broadcast as it was canceled. Small field was the reason for no broadcast, as tonight we do have a good sized field here. Currently 15 drivers left in the race. Malik Ray, Anthony Burrows fighting it out for the top spot, each driver with at least 2 wins, and Matt Kemp trying to get back on the lead lap here. He will go down to the inside right underneath your top 2. And he will definitely be able to pass them here in turns 1 and 2 with those fresh Goodyear Eagles. There's only 3 drivers have made their way onto the pit lane. That's Matt Kemp, Dylan Alt, who are right there nose to tail, and then Vince Marsh about 4.5 seconds back behind them. Anthony Burrows jumps down low underneath, trying to get a draft off of those 2 as they are trying to make their way around the leaders here, and they will find their way around back onto the lead lap, leaving just Vince Marsh back here next to Kirk Marble, the only driver 1 lap down. Oh, and we have the 28 of Ian Smith off the wall. Oh, and he takes it onto the pit lane, but he's going to get speeding and unsafe entry. Let's see what happened here, how that worked out for him. Very fortunate to not hit the end of pit lane. Does nail the cone there. And unfortunately, that is not going to work out for Mr. Ian Smith, who brings it into his box here. Stops in the box nicely, so no issues with that. We'll see if he gets penalties like we'd expect. Probably at least speeding, as he was really booking it down the pit lane there, and I believe he did hit the cone, so that's going to be a commitment line violation. As he continues to sit on pit lane, he does have penalties. Malik Ray out in front puts him a lap down, so Ian Smith going to be hoping for some type of a caution here. Turn things back in his favor. Kirk Marble bringing it on to the pit lane now. He slides through his box just a little. Going to have to back up here. And that will cost him some precious time. He was about 4 seconds back of the leaders coming into the pit lane. But he will go a lap down as the leaders making their way down the front straightaway. Go right on past him. So the top, looks like the top 9 have not come down the pit lane just yet. Keeping an eye on who is making their stops. Going to be coming up on 30 laps to go here in just a few laps. And they will definitely be within the window. Currently they've gone 37 laps on these tires and fuel. And I'm not sure what is going to be the benefit here, whether that's pitting early or pitting later. Keith Mayato now to the inside, going to juke low and then cut back up high and give the 62 a push down the straightaway. As they are going to have to work together. Malik Ray starting to pull a gap on those two. Chris Samard about 1.2 seconds back of the leader in this 4th position, and Derek Justice has found his way back up inside the top 5. Conserving the tires here, running back outside the top 10 for quite a while. And Nicholas Short, after leading so many laps, he drops all the way to 6th here. And must have abused the tires a little bit too much. And he is slowing up to come down the pit lane. So Nicholas Short bringing it down here. And he is the first of the top 10 to bring it in. Don't see anyone else coming down here. So we'll have to see how Nicholas does and where he cycles out. The 99 right down into his box here. Looks like he overshoots it. Yep, just overshot it by a few feet. Backs it right up. He will lose some time, but might have a little bit of an advantage for pitting so early. Malik Ray continues to make laps out here. The top 3 have broken away from Chris Samard by about a half second. Keeping an eye on anyone else that decides to bring it in here. As the 99 of Nicholas Short coming back on the racetrack. He is 1 lap down, and he'll get passed up by Vince Marsh, which will be 4th position, and that will be for the lucky dog. Not sure if the 99 had a little bit of a pit exit violation there. We'll have to see if he gets black flagged or has to come back in. Out in front, Malik Ray continues to lead the way. We have a few drivers come down in. That's Anthony Burrows, Keith Mayato, looks like Chris Samard as well. Those 3 all pitting at the same time, and they will have to get this perfectly right, and they'll have an advantage by being in here together. Lucas Cram also on the pit lane. He's a little ways back though, so probably not going to be able to pull a draft from the rest of those cars. As the field now working into turns 3 and 4, Malik Ray, your leader, with a 3-second gap over Derek Justice. Looks like Anthony Burrows, Keith Mayato, and Chris Samard, all good pit stops. They'll exit right around each other here. Malik Ray bringing it down the pit lane. Derek Justice with him. And Dylan Alt going to remain on the racetrack here. Well, he actually pitted 9 laps ago, so he is showing as your leader with the 48 of Matt Kemp, both pitting around 10 laps ago. Thank you for the follow, Blaze Storm. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. As Derek Justice, Malik Ray on the pit lane. Malik rolling off here. He's going to be well in front of Derek. who must have had an issue. Derek Justice, long pit stop. Looks like a speeding penalty, as he's been on there for now 26, 27, 28. Looks like, yeah, long pit stop. Maybe even going to call it a race here. I'm not totally sure. But out in front, Dylan Alt, Matt Kemp with a big gap over Malik Ray. It's currently about 4.5 seconds. And they will be your net leaders here. So the undercut working out nicely. Malik Ray all by himself. Yeah, about 5 seconds back of those top two. And then Anthony Burrows, Keith Maotto, Chris Samard in a nice group here. About 1 second back behind Malik Ray. And this draft really going to work in their favor. They'll be able to catch right back up to Malik. And Nicholas Short not far behind. Kirk Marble also in draft range. But Kirk is actually 1 lap down, so that is going to be an issue for him. And we'll have to see if these top two can maintain this gap. 5 seconds is quite a distance to make up. Although there are 25 laps remaining when they get to the line the next time. Malik with no help in these top two, currently running about a 1/10.5 faster than Malik, all on his own. But once Anthony Burrows, Keith Maotto, and Chris Samard arrive, those speeds going to pick up by about 3 or 4 tenths. And at that point, it could be enough, especially with fresher Goodyear tires. As this group of 5 right up, battling with each other now. Nicholas Short has caught up. Vince Marsh too far back to get any kind of a draft from these guys. And they are already starting to cut into the lead of the top two. And these familiar faces we've seen up at the front all day have found each other. Nicholas Short with a great run to the inside of Keith Maotto. And it will be a decent stint here to the end if they do go the entire distance, as Short really dives it in there underneath Maotto, and he'll get up to the 5th position. Dylan Alt, Matt Kemp continue to show the way, but that gap now down to 4.2 seconds. They just cut 0.8 of a second out of the lead in 1 lap there. Now another 0.4 gone. Malik Ray down to 3.8 seconds back. And they will be closing in quickly, and plenty of time to do so. About 10 to 12 lap pressure tires for all of these drivers here. Then the top two, so undercut worked for a moment. This lead not going to be sustainable from what I can see based on the lap times that we're seeing on the racetrack right now. So Malik Ray, the Superman machine, trying to capture another victory. He comes in looking in on the playoffs from the outside, currently 4 points out. And he needs all the points he can get. Currently a great run tonight, 13 laps led. The freshest tires of anyone inside, or anyone on the track other than Derek Justice, who currently sits 1 lap down back in the 13th position. He had a 53-second pit stop. So not sure what happened to Derek other than maybe a few penalties on pit entry. Let's take a look from the nose of Malik Ray. That is the gap up to the top two, and it is closing rapidly. Last time by, this group of cars about 6 to 7 tenths faster than those top two drivers. And at that rate, they'll be there in about 3 laps. With the gap just now at 2.2 seconds. So they are coming, and they are coming quickly. The 99 of Nicholas Short right there on the back bumper of Anthony Burrows. And Nicholas started to fade at the end of that long run. We'll see if the same thing happens here, or if he can get the track position and hang on to the lead here. After starting on the pole, he has been one of the most dominant cars. Malik Ray has found his way up inside the top 5 in this final stint of the race with the freshest tires, and he is going to be hard to beat, I think. We see the V-Speed machines here in 6th and 7th. Keith Mayato led a few laps there and got caught up with Derek Justice. Just a little tap going down into turn number 1 as Derek and he came together down in the low lane. And they both got out of it pretty clean, surprisingly. But Keith back here in that 6th position, trying to just hang with these guys, maybe save a little bit of tire here and work with his teammate to make a move towards the end of this race. At the front, though, Dylan Alt sees that lead shrinking. Matt Kemp about to get swallowed up by this group of cars. Malik Ray going to go down low. Anthony Burrows runs up high, now cuts down low. And they're going to go straight on past the 48 car on much older tires and right up to the back bumper of Dylan Alt. This is the battle now for the top spot. Alt up high on old tires. I don't think he is going to have anything to battle it out with Malik Ray, and Malik now to the inside will complete that pass. Here comes Anthony Burrows and Nicholas Short. Going to get a good run out of the corner. Malik went way high there. That could cost him if the 62 makes a move, and he does not yet. The 42 up high, that is going to throw a wrench in things now. Nicholas Short sends it in low. Sees an opportunity to make the move, and he jumps in there. Keith Mayato giving him a push down the straightaway here. But does not look like they're going to be able to stay alongside those top 2. And Nicholas Short will drop into 3rd. Keith Mayato now in the 4th position. Chris Samard in 5th. Dylan Alt, Matt Kemp have dropped back to 6th and 7th. Still better than where they were running before the whole pit cycle, so not a bad call. At the front, Burrows jumps to the outside here. Malik Ray holding on the low line, but the 62 trying to pull that crossover move that we've seen so many times tonight. Not going to work this time. Gets a good run down the back straightaway with the 99 of Nicholas Short. Malik just basically gives it to him. Not sure what that was, but he's going to drop to 3rd with Nicholas Short taking over the 2nd position. Now Nicholas jumping up high. He's going to get a run here. Malik Ray, who does he go with? As the 99 with the lead down into the corner. Your top 6 all under a blanket here, less than 6/10 separating them. And down the back straightaway they go. 185 miles an hour off into turn number 3. The 62 of Anthony Burrows, your points leader, looking for another victory, but Nicholas Short in the way at the moment, and he is looking for his first on the season, which might catapult him up inside the top 12 in points. And what a way to do it if he can. If you're just joining us, let's recap here. 2 cautions in this 100 lap race. The Crockett Creek 200, so 200 miles, 100 laps. 2 cautions, 30 lead changes among probably 5 or 6 different drivers. Been an absolute slugfest at the very front of the field. And a few comers and goers throughout the event, but a lot of these guys have been here all race long, up inside the top 5 or top 10. As now Anthony Burrows jumps up high. A late move down the front straightaway. Going to try and get leverage on the outside of the 99. Doesn't look like he has it just yet. But maybe going to pull the crossover here. Short had to send it in low. And Burrows going to get a great run off the low line, but not enough momentum to get past him. But he will jump alongside Dylan Alt starting to fade back behind these top 5. And he is seeing his chance of victory fading away, but hoping something can happen here. We get some type of a caution to reel these guys back in. Anthony Burrows down low. He gets right up next to the 99 of Nicholas Short. We'll be coming to 10 to go here in just a few laps. These guys know time is winding down and the track position is so important. If you can have that clean air in the closing laps, you could ensure a victory. Anthony Burrows, about as good as anyone here in this league. He is your points leader with a massive margin on the rest of the field. Already 3 victories, looking for a 4th here, which would only extend his lead as the winningest driver this season. Just race number 12 to have 4 victories would be a massive statement, and I believe his worst finish so far in this season has been a 6th place finish coming at Auto Club back in week number 2. Ever since then, he has finished in the top 5 with 3 victories. So really pouring it on here, and that is how he has extended that points gap. But Nicholas Short fighting it out here, putting on a great run, his best of the season by far. He's led 35 laps tonight, which I believe is right up there, maybe the most. Anthony Burrows with 10, Malik Ray with 15, Keith Maotto here with 2. Chris Simard has not led, but maintains his position inside the top 5. And who is your pick to win here, folks? I'm not sure who it is, but it could be any one of these top 5. But cheer them on in chat. Let them know that they're your pick. And we had a few people cheering on Kirk Marvel. Kirk currently 13th, last driver on the track. 1 lap down. He is trying to chase down Derek Justice, who's about 2 seconds out in front of him for that lucky dog position. But both of these drivers having issues during the pit cycle, relegating them to the tail end of the field. But 10 to go now, and it is Anthony Burrows and Nicholas Short at the front. The 99 pulling the move down low. He's going to slide up high. Malik Ray now jumps to the inside, now to the outside. Give the 99 a push down into the corner here. And Anthony Burrows really sends it in deep. The 99 of Nicholas Short backing out of it here. Burrows will take over that top spot once again. Now Malik Ray giving a big push to the 99 down the front straightaway. And they will go back side by side, just consistently trading lines. We have Muggin here cheering on Malik Ray. Currently rides in 3rd now. The 99 Nicholas Short jumps up high. Burrows back to the inside. Malik Ray going to give him a push now. Jump up high. Seems to be helping both drivers here, but not really helping himself all that much. Nicholas Short back to 2nd again. Back alongside. This is the same thing over and over, and if they continue to do this, it seems like Anthony Burrows would win the race if they trade positions and trade lines in the same spot every lap. The thing is, if the 99 can stay alongside going down into turn number 3, it could be his race to lose. Now they're in different positions. The 62 up high, the 99 down low. And I'm not sure how this is going to work going down into the corner this time, but laps are winding down. Your top 5 under a blanket. And then a ways back to Dylan Alt and Matt Kemp, now 8 seconds back. But Nicholas Short down low, 2nd across the line that time. Anthony Burrows led another lap, but they continue to race it out side by side for the top spot. And another push from Malik Ray will send Nicholas Short down low. And the V-Speed machines right there in their wake, just waiting for something to happen. as those top three really pushing hard. Can Mayato or Samard make a move here that will catapult them to the top? And they've been just hanging back there. I think saving a little bit of tire is now Mayato closing in to the back bumper of Malik Ray. They're going to really have to link up here to make their way to the front. It'll be 5 to go next time by. Nicholas Short down low, Burrows up high, Malik Ray working with the low line, and Burrows currently all by himself. No help up there. Now Malik Ray jumps up high, maybe sees an opportunity to make the move. He looks to the middle, nowhere to go there. And they are nose to nose across the line. Nicholas Short leading the lap by 66 1/1000ths of a second. But Burrows getting the run out of turn 2. Now Malik Ray pushing down low. It's almost like he's trying to get a photo finish between these front two. He's just helping each of them out to keep them even with each other. Now Malik Ray with pressure from Keith Mayato. And it's all going to be about the move on the last lap. Where are they going to get help from? Who is going to help who? Malik Ray continues to jump between lines. Keith Mayato looks down low. Malik throws the block. Keith Mayato trying to get something happening behind these top three, but nowhere to go as that 90 car continues to make moves between lanes. Jumps up to the high line, the 99 down low. 36 and Mayato right to the back bumper. This is going to be an intense finish, folks. I don't know who's going to win it. They're so evenly matched at the front. Nicholas Short leading that lap. So I think he seals most laps led. As now Mayato to the outside of Malik Ray. That's going to send the 36 way up the racetrack and will cost him some serious time here. But if he can keep that wound up, he might be able to get the run down the straightaway to catch right back up. But it did cost him about a car length and a half. Now reeling back in the 90 and the top two. But Nicholas Short continues to show the way, somehow maintaining the lead. Down low is the 62 with no help up high. Unable to get the nose back out front, and that time by, it was Nicholas Short, 2 to go. Keith Mayato is there. Malik Ray sent it way up the track. Looks like Mayato into the wall. I think they made contact. Malik Ray with a very aggressive entry. Yeah, he made contact. That sends Mayato up. I don't know if he actually brushed the wall, but he has lost this top four. Samard is there to try and fight for the win. Mayato not going to get the victory unless something goes seriously wrong with the top four. You never know what can happen. Samard right alongside. White flag gonna fly here. We got 4 cars under a blanket competing to win this race. Who is it gonna be? Malik Ray jumps to the high line. Nicholas Short out in front here. He might be able to clear the 62, but Burrows hanging tough right on the quarter panel. He'll get the run down the back straightaway. Malik Ray jumps down low. He's gonna go 3 wide now to the inside. The 99 losing the ground down the straightaway. Here goes Malik Ray. Almost contact. They do make contact. Bumping doors there. Chris Samard going to try and make his way around to get a top 3, but Nicholas Short going to lose the race. Anthony Burrows, Malik Ray, side by side, door to door. Anthony Burrows is going to win his 5th or 4th race of the season at Michigan in the Crockett Creek 200. The 62 of Burrows hangs on to it. What a race there in the closing laps. Malik Ray just coming up short, 69 1/1000ths of a second. He will come home 2nd. Chris Samard 3rd. Keith Mayato 4th. Nicholas Short drops all the way to 5th after going into turn number 3 in 2nd place. So Anthony Burrows leads 17 laps here. Started 11th, comes in your points leader, and he is going to extend that lead with another victory. That is 2 in a row. Actually, I believe that's 3 in a row for Anthony Burrows. Really pouring it on here as we reach the midpoint of the regular season. So we're going to cut quickly to a commercial break, and we'll be right back with the post-race interviews.
At Crockett Creek Beef Jerky, we don't have fancy Madison Avenue advertising. We don't have famous Hollywood endorsements. We don't have mythical creatures as mascots. See, here at Crockett Creek, we're proud of what we don't have. No artificial preservatives or chemicals, gluten-free, and no added MSG. Just all natural, small batch protein made in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. Enjoy Crockett Creek Jerky, from our backyard to yours.
Okay, we're going to keep this quick.
Because at Blaze Pizza,
artisanal quality at crazy fast speed is what we're all about.
Fresh dough made from scratch daily.
Walk the line and choose any toppings you'd like.
It's all one price.
Then it's just 180 seconds in our blazing hot oven
For fast fire perfection.
That's Blaze Pizza. Sound good?
Then come check us out and build your own pizza at Blaze Pizza.
As we are back at the racetrack now, we're going to jump in to the booth with Anthony Burrows, your race winner here tonight. Anthony Burrows, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Anthony, you make it 3 in a row here. You build on that points lead you have coming into the race tonight. A heck of a battle between you and Malik Ray. Can you give us a little bit of a recap of those last few laps there for you?
Man, that's one of the best races I've had on here in a long time. I think they did a really good job with the tire model for this track. You usually don't get to race side by side for that long, really anywhere. And yeah, we all raced super clean. I was a bit shocked because how close the racing was. But yeah, everyone did an amazing job, not wrecking and just racing super close and having a good time there. Yeah, sucks Nick and Malik got tangled up in the last corner. I think that would have been a really close finish between me and Nick. But yeah, overall, that was a really great race.
Yeah, and it was a ton of fun for us to watch up here in the booth. And, we saw you guys switching lanes, kind of pulling crossover after crossover move. And ultimately, you had the high line on that last lap. Did you think that gave you some kind of leverage over those other guys going into those final couple corners, or did you feel any line had an advantage?
For me, the bottom was a lot better. I feel like I was just a lot faster making passes down there. I couldn't really ever get clear up. In 1 and 2, I think the top would work pretty good. But down in 3 and 4, you pretty much had to be on the bottom to make a pass. It was so much better through there. But yeah, I didn't think I'd get the win coming to the line because I drove it so far up out of 4. I just completely overdrove it. Then Malik had a big run. That bottom is just so much better down there. I thought he'd get me, but yeah, I was just barely able to get him at the line.
Yeah, very close finish here, and a little bit different than your victory last week, a dominating one that we didn't broadcast, but you know, this is now your 3rd in a row. Huge momentum as we go into the All-Star race next week. So, are you hoping you could get a new sim rig with the momentum wave that you're currently riding?
Yeah, for sure. I honestly didn't even expect to win a race in this league this season, and to get 4 is just crazy. I would have never guessed that. So, yeah, hopefully you can get it when it all comes to the end.
Yes, sir, and definitely peaking at the right time, and you've just been so consistent as well. Only one finish outside the top 5 the whole season, and that was 6th. But you extend the points lead, a very comfortable gap over the rest of the field, and as we go to the All-Star race and the break for Christmas and the New Year, should be a good time coming back for those last few races. Anybody you want to give a shout out to for tonight's victory, last week's victory, and what made it possible here?
Yeah, definitely a big shout out to Nick and Dylan. I was kind of working with them for most of the beginning stages of the big shout out to Malik too. He raced very clean all night. That was a ton of fun racing with him. Shout out to Chris and Keith. They also raced pretty clean too. Shout out to everyone watching tonight and for you putting on the broadcast.
Awesome, Anthony. Well, congrats on another victory. That makes 3 in a row, 4 on the season, and just really, really on a hot streak here in these first 12 races. So go celebrate, and we will catch up with you at the All-Star race next week.
Thank you.
That was Anthony Burrows, your winner here 3 weeks in a row. He has come out on top. Malik Ray finished second to him at Richmond, and now second again here tonight. So let's see if we can get a word in with Malik. Malik Ray, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You get a copy.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Hey, not too bad, and you gave it a heck of a run there on that last lap, going from 3rd, making the dive bomb move down there into turn number 3, and just coming up a little bit short at the line. You give us a rundown of those last few laps and you know, what you were planning to make that move.
I was just trying to keep them side by side. That's really all I had been doing the past like 20 laps, because I saved tires on the run beforehand, and I was able to pull away after like I got the lead. But I think on the last stint, I just think that it was too short. I think we only had like 25 laps, so I wasn't going to be able to save tires during that. So I was just trying to keep them side by side and see if they'd burn their stuff up or not.
Yeah, and it was definitely apparent that you were kind of pushing each driver, and it looked like you were trying to keep them as even as possible. And I wasn't sure if that was the intention. I'm like, he seems like he's boxing himself in, but it seemed like you did make the run at the right time, and it just came together there with Nicholas going into turn 3, but somehow still kept the speed down the front straightaway. And did you think you were going to get there?
I thought that I had a pretty good chance going into 3 up until I made contact with Nick. When me and him started hitting each other, I figured Anthony was gonna be clear of me out of 4. I was surprised I was still next. But then I saw, like, once I was still even with him out of 4, the outside always has the run. So all I could do was just stay close to him and hope that I could see if he, I don't know, maybe hit the wall from me being so close to him. But nah, he didn't do that.
Yeah, and you were just a bit short, 69 one-thousandths of a second, about as close as you can get, really. And you come home a runner-up to him once again. You finished second to him at Richmond a couple weeks back. But definitely a good result as you come in here 4 points outside of the playoffs. So does that give you some confidence that you can continue to run like this week in and week out in these last few races of the season?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the goal for me is just to make the playoffs. I don't really it doesn't matter to me if I'm in 5th or 10th or as long as I make the playoffs, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. We go into the All-Star race next week, so you think you can get a sim rig out of it, with a victory there?
Yeah. I enjoy Charlotte a lot, so I look forward to it. It should be fun with all of us drivers in there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a heck of a race, if tonight is any indication. So you come home second here, Malik. Another solid run. Not the victory, but a nice solid runner-up. So anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
Sunoco, Sim Seats, and Richmond, and you guys for broadcasting. I appreciate it.
Awesome, Malik. Well, congrats again on second place, and we'll see you at the All-Star race next week.
All right, man. I'll see you later.
All right, that was Malik Ray, your second place finisher. Let's go to third place finisher, Chris Samard, V-Speed driver. Chris Samard, this is Adam, the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going, Adam?
Not too bad, and you found your way through the melee there in that last set of corners and able to get by Nicholas Short. You brought Keith along with you. What does it mean to finally get a nice solid finish here in NorseForce?
It feels really good. I know we didn't have a heck of a turnout, but third place feels really good right now. So after the way I was running, maybe I found a little something with the wheel or pedals or something. So I'm working on it. The top three feels like a win tonight.
Yes, sir. And you were up there, inside the top 5, the top 10, the entire event, and right there with Keith. Were you two working together, trying to figure a way around for those last couple laps, or just trying to decide, who to go with, or were you kind of fighting for yourself?
Yeah, we were trying to work together pretty much the whole run after the pit stop, and we were just trying to save our tires and figure out something to do. I know a few laps, Keith said if I wanted to go run, try and pass everyone to do it, but I was trying to stay behind him. He looked like he was a tiny bit faster than I was, especially on a longer run, so I was just trying to go where he was going, and then he had a little, I don't know if it was Netco with the 90, but I went by him, and I'm lucky to get third. I feel good about it. So.
Yeah, 10-4. It's your best finish of the season, and a great way to go into the All-Star race next week at Charlotte. So what are your thoughts on headed to that track?
I just want to bring the momentum to Charlotte. I know the All-Star race is a little bit of a shorter race than normal, so I gotta figure out my how I want to run. So, and that rig would be nice for me. I sit in a computer chair, and my wheel is on a small desk, and that rig would be awesome for me. So.
Yeah, that would be quite an improvement for sure. So we'll see what you can do here. Maybe you can capture your first victory in the All-Star race. I've raced against you. I know you're good at that track, and we got a lot of good drivers here, so we'll have to see who comes out on top. But third place finish here, your best of the season. Anybody you want to give a shout out to that made it possible?
I just want to give a shout out to Keith, my teammate, everybody at NorseForce for putting on a great show. You up in the booth, I can't believe you do the broadcast by yourself, because you do a great job. And all the sponsors, I can't remember them off the top of my head, but and also my wife and son. So.
Well, awesome, Chris. Congrats on the third place finish, and I'll catch up with you after the race here, and we'll see you at the All-Star race next week.
All right, Adam. Thank you.
All right, that was third place finisher Chris Samard, but once again, winner here tonight was Anthony Burrows, who started in 11th, led 17 laps, and held off Malik Ray's hard charge out of turn number 4 to take the victory. Let's go to our full results rundown, and we will head on out. 2 cautions here tonight at Michigan for the Crockett Creek 200. Pretty clean race and a very long green flag run to end this thing. So great job by the drivers here in tonight's race. 37 lead changes at the front of the pack, and ultimately Anthony Burrows came home with his third straight win. Malik Ray, his second straight runner-up finish. Chris Samard comes home with a third-place finish, his best of the season, his first podium here. So a great run for the V-Speed machines in third and fourth. Nicholas Short, with his best run of the season, comes home in fifth after starting on the pole and leading the most laps. He was so close. Just the contact in turn 3 sent him up the track. Dylan Alt comes home in sixth. Lucas Cram comes home in seventh. Matt Kemp comes home eighth. Presley Gilson, a great run here. He comes home in ninth. And Mark Stryker comes home in the 10th position here tonight at Michigan. In 11th, it was Vince Marsh. 12th was Derek Justice. 13th, Kirk Marble. 14th, Ian Smith. 15th was Ryan Libby. 16th, Dylan Parker, and Michael Jeans rounds out the field here in the 17th position, and that will round out the field here tonight. But again, Anthony Burrows, his third straight victory of the season here in the NorseForce Crockett Creek Beef Jerky 200 from Michigan, race number 12 in the books. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight on V-Speed. We're here live multiple times throughout the week on Twitch. If you enjoyed the broadcast, please consider following or subscribing, as it helps us to continue to bring you great racing content throughout the week. You can also find us on YouTube at V-Speed Media, where we post race replays from prior races, as well as other interesting automotive and racing related content. And you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/VSpeedSim, where we post race announcements before each broadcast. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter at VSpeedSim, where we post those same announcements, as well as new merchandise, special events, and on-site reporting. But this was NorseForce, the Valhalla Cup Series, and we will be headed to the All-Star race next week. But tomorrow night we have the SK Modifieds, the Raider Series, and they're going to be out here. So tune in tomorrow night at the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, for a great race there. And if you're interested in getting involved in the action, check them out at NorseForceRL.com, or find them on Twitter or Facebook, where you can contact them to get involved. And of course, we want to thank our sponsor here tonight, Crockett Creek Beef Jerky, for sponsoring the event. Let's hear a final word from them, and we will jump in with a raid here to one of our favorite drivers, Derek Justice, and we will be calling it a night after that. So thank you again for tuning in, and have a great night.
At Crockett Creek Beef Jerky, we don't have fancy Madison Avenue advertising. We don't have famous Hollywood endorsements. We don't have mythical creatures as mascots. See, here at Crockett Creek, we're proud of what we don't have. No artificial preservatives or chemicals, gluten-free, and no added MSG. Just all natural, small batch protein made in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. Enjoy Crockett Creek Jerky, from our backyard to yours.